Hey guys, it's Jen. I just wanted to pop in and give you some more encouragement and just insight into what's happening around us, day by day. Everything's changing and it's just hard to keep up with it. Um, like, I work at Hannaford, and every single day something new is happening and changing, and I just need to adapt and kind of go with it and kind of hope for the best. It's a little bit challenging sometimes, but there's nothing much I can do about it except try to have a positive attitude. Um, so, not to say that this is not hard, because it is hard all around, and being stuck at home for so long can be a bit boring or annoying, just frustrating, or I just want to go outside and hang out with my friends. Could go on and on. But I kind of what I want to share kind of speaks into that frustration and that annoyance and the complaints that we might have given everything that's happening and changing around us. So we're going to be looking in, I think it's like a hidden gem of the Bible. This book that we're going to look at, he is in the Old Testament, and his name is Habakkuk. I'll say it one more time. Habakkuk. It's kind of fun. But we're going to be looking at something that he talks about and feels. So some backstory for him, just to give context to what we're going to read. He is a minor prophet, meaning that he speaks the words of God, or God speaks through him. But the only difference in him being called minor prophet is that his book in the Bible is pretty short compared to like Isaiah or Jeremiah, if you know those people. So what's happening in Habakkuk's lifetime at this time that he is writing these things down is this is towards the end of one of Israel's kingdoms, and there's just a lot of messy things happening all around him: injustice, idolatry, where they're worshiping not God but other things or other gods. And so he's seeing this, but what he's also seeing is that there is a rising of a threat by this other kingdom called Babylon. And, he's thinking, oh no, these people are going to come in and take our land and take our people and make us a part of them. Kind of like what the Roman Empire did. And so he's seeing all these things, these terrible things happening and on the horizon, and he's thinking, in this book, he's expressing his worries. He's expressing his complaints to God just openly. The whole book is pretty much just Habakkuk complaining and God responding. It's so cool, and it's so cool to read. And there's just so many good things in this book. Like, please, like, read it. It's here. So this is all the Old Testament, just to give you a visual, and then this is New Testament. It's like towards the New Testament, but your table of contents can also show you that too. Yeah, so I'm just gonna read some key points that I really like in these verses. So Habakkuk is complaining, and he is saying, "How long, Lord, must I call for help? But you do not listen. Or cry out to you, violence, but you do not save. Why do you make me look at injustice? Why do you tolerate wrongdoing? Destruction and violence are before me. There is strife, and conflict abounds. Therefore the law is paralyzed, and justice never prevails. The wicked hem in the righteous, so that justice is perverted. So Habakkuk is complaining, just straight up complaining. He's saying, I see these things are happening. Why are you allowing it? Why is this okay? Why, he's demanding God to do something. He's demanding God to say something and respond and make a change. And God answers. He says, and I'm just going to read this verse that really is cool that I want to talk about. Lord's answer says, look at the nations and watch and be utterly amazed. For I am going to do something in your days that you would not believe even if you were told. And that's like, drop the mic. I just think that is such a cool verse. And it's just saying, like, yes, bad things are happening, messy things are happening, but I'm going to do something in your days. I'm going to do something in the future that you would not anticipate, you would not even think to believe would happen. And God's saying, I have a control in this. I'm going to be doing something in this. You need to trust me. Because his vision is a lot clearer and a lot bigger than ours. What else? So yeah, just what I was saying, that God wants to hear our complaints. He wants us to get angry and upset. He knows that we feel that, so there's no point in not feeling that way towards him, because he knows, and he is God, and he can handle our complaints. It's nothing he can't take. But just know that God has a response in all of this, in lockdowns, in whether or not you guys are going to be going back to school. I don't know. There's frustration, there's anger, there's for you seniors, there's a feeling of being cheated out of your senior year, I'm sure. And God wants to hear that from you guys. He can take it. And not to say that he wants this to happen. And I don't know what is going to come out of this. I can't say what's going to come out of this, but I can say that in this Bible, in his words are, I'm going to do something in your days that you would not expect, even if you were told. So it might look and feel like a dreary time right now, but just know that God is still in control. It may not look it, it may not feel it. There's just things happening left and right, and before we can even see something happening, it might feel just hard to take this day by day. But just the encouragement that God says, look at the nations and watch. Be utterly amazed. Now, what's happening now isn't just in Maine. It isn't just in the United States. This is a worldwide issue. And what I feel is that coming out of this, whenever this happens, there's something amazing that's going to be coming out of this. I don't know what, but I can tell you that I'm pretty excited to see what God has out of all of this, because it feels messy, it feels dark, it feels complicated. It might feel like God's not in this. But Habakkuk was complaining. Habakkuk was saying, how long must this go on? And we don't know. But as I've reiterated many, many times, is that God knows. It's hard for us to surrender that and just kind of let that go and let that, give it to God, as you might have heard. Just that saying, give it to God. And it's hard to do that. But I can tell you that once you give your emotions, once you give your frustration, once you let it out to God, He's going to take it, and there's going to be just kind of a lightness, I think, as you move on. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you because, like I said, things are changing. The date to go back to school kind of keeps on changing. There's nothing set in stone. But just share what's on your heart. Write down what you're feeling. Date it. Date what you were feeling. I've done this before when I've gotten frustrated about life, is I'll write it out. I'll be angry. I'll use all capital letters and I'll date it. And then once this is passed, once my struggle has passed, could be a few months, could even be in a week, I'll look back on it and I'll just be like, oh my gosh, Jen, you were so angry. Like, wow, you were angry. But hey, you got through it. And I just want to speak that to you guys, as you might be feeling angry, but you'll get through it. And you have leaders who are here to help you and listen to you. And most importantly, you have a God who loves you and wants to help you. It just may not look anything like we would expect help to look like, but that's God. He does things His way, but it's always the best way. So, yeah. Don't know what's going to happen. Don't know what next week is going to look like, but I believe that at the end of all of this, that, as it says, He's going to do something that we wouldn't even believe, even if we were told. Yeah. Take care, guys. Reach out to a leader if you have any questions about this or want more, I don't know, of a discussion. I really, really encourage you to read this book, Habakkuk. I'll show you what I have like so much writing in here. I have all these notes, but that's Habakkuk. So yeah, take a look, read it. Like I said, he's talking directly to God. But that's God. We can come to Him as we are, with whatever we're feeling. So yeah, take care, guys.